So what can you tell us about Lilibet's chart?
Okay, so Lilibet is a really interesting new addition to planet Earth. I will tell you that right now. So she's a 29-degree Leo rising, which is fucking perfect
I'm
because,
so happy she's got Leo in her chart.
well, and it's interesting because like her whole 12th house, like the subconscious, like the depth of her lineage is Leo, kind of in that subconscious like dream space, right? But she's a
She is the
29.
queen of the jungle, but so she's
Well,
like a spiritual queen.
she's a spiritual queen. So
Oh.
29-degree Leo rising means that she's like, she slipped in at like the last of the royal degrees, right? Like, or there's a lot of royal degrees, and she actually has other royal degrees in her chart, but it's like 29, like if Leo is like the most regal, like majestic, like if any sign wants to be one of the royals, it is the Leos. The Leos are like, I'm king, I'm queen, that's like the archetype, right? So
Yeah.
she slipped in as a 29-degree Leo rising, where she was like, I don't care if I'm born in the US, and I don't care if my name was Cassandra. I'm ya queen, bitch. I got that little baby queen energy. I love that for her. So she's a Gemini sun in the 10th house, meaning that she will be a very public representative of two sides of the story. She also has her
Stop it.
Mercury. No, it's really, really
Stop.
interesting. She has her Mercury, basically it's right near her sun, but it's retrograde. So her thought process, her communication style, it's going to be more reflective in general. And the North Node, she's born during the eclipses. She really is here. This is a karmic. I mean, I would like to see Diana's chart. I actually don't know it well enough, but do you remember what Diana's chart was?
I know she's a Cancer sun.
It would be interesting to do the synastry between this chart and Diana's chart,
Yeah.
because I feel like this baby is carrying heavy karmic fate to be a public something, whatever that might be, but it's the other side of the story. In a way,
Wow.
I kind of could see her running for president, because the other thing about this chart that's pretty, I mean, there's a few things about the chart that are really interesting, but you know, she has all that Gemini with the North Node in the 10th house. That's career, that's public. I think she's going to be, I mean, she is already famous, right?
Yeah.
Somebody started her Instagram before buy the domain, okay? It's her. What's also interesting is that her midheaven, meaning her legacy, is at 26 degrees, 26 degrees Taurus, which, Taurus is the Pleiades, like at the end of Taurus, the beginning of Gemini, that's the Pleiades. That's sort of like the royal star seed marking. And so a lot of times when you see people that have heavy Taurus in their chart, you included, but especially at the late degrees, no offense, but especially if you have a later degree Taurus, anything, there is alien royalty in your blood. That's like
Oh,
Pleiadian starseed DNA.
me?
And she has Lilith, the asteroid of fuck you systems, rage, anger, sexuality, exactly conjunct, meaning the exact same place on her midheaven. So this child is going to be really interesting to watch,
Yeah.
because her public persona is Lillian in Lil. She is Lil.
Oh my gosh, she's Lil and she's
She's Lil.
Lilith.
She's Lil and she's Lilith. It's not they're saying it's Lisbeth or whatever. No, it's Lilith Diana. And so I would not be surprised if she came back
Oh my
being
God.
a real fucking thorn in the royals, the royals that are still royals side. Now the other crazy thing is that she has her moon
Oh yeah,
exactly
I was
to
gonna
the
ask you about the
degree.
moon.
Her moon is exactly conjunct your boy Chiron, and it's in Aries in the 8th house. What does this mean? I know you said keep it basic, but for the rest of it will be basic, but this is
The
really
rest of it will
wild.
be basic. This is the deep dive because
And if you guys want more info, I will do classes or something, but this is really interesting. This is just
yes,
for
and
mine is for you.
this has socio-political ramifications. So we need to
It
do a deep
literally
dive.
does. Yeah, literally. Okay, so ready for this? Her moon is exactly conjunct Chiron. What is Chiron? That ancient wound that like feels like it can never be healed, that it's like it is the most painful point in your chart. But then, especially as you age and as your Saturn returns, it becomes your superpower, right? Now, 8th house is all about, you and I both have a lot of eighth house. Eighth house is about things we keep secret, or things that we carry shame about, or things that we feel, a lot of times it's inherited issues. It's issues that we inherit from our lineage that then we have to work with. And oftentimes we do it in a maybe like a sneaky way. It's a very powerful placement, but it means that you are doing things uh, in response to, and perhaps in secret to, the people that created you and the world around you. So, like, to me, her emotions and her wound in Aries, she is kind of, I don't know. If she ran for president, it would make sense to me, only because this is a chart. This is sort of like a righteous indignant chart. Like, it's the chart of
Mhm.
someone who, on the one hand, she's going to be funny as shit. She's going to be cool to hang out with. Like, she's going to be as far as like royal children go, she's probably going to be the coolest. But she has pain up her sleeve, inherited. They named her for it, right?
Mhm.
So she's like carrying this pain of her grandmother's story in her heart, and she's back to basically leverage this name and this power and this dynasty, this lineage that she comes from, to actually, I think, get her power back, you know, in a very primal, uh, intuitive, impulsive way. So I think we could see a couple teenage years where she gets in a lot of trouble, not too much trouble, like Obama level trouble, though we can still
Yes.
forgive her. And if she ran for president, or if she randomly decided to like reincorporate into the royal family somehow, or I don't know. I think that she is a not a troublemaker, but I think that she is going to take her story. I think it's going to hurt her deeply in a way that does like all of our grandparents' pain hurts us deeply, right? But like the grandparents and the great grandparents that I didn't meet, it's unconscious, right? So like I might be carrying their pain because they passed it on to my parents who passed it on to me, and I don't really know. This is a child that is super conscious of the pain of her lineage and the pain of the feminine line of where she comes from. The moon represents your mother in the chart. So aside from Meghan being the mother, eighth house is like kind of karmic lineage. So she is carrying, both Meghan and Diana do have a similar story, which is that they were kind of chewed up and spit out
Yeah.
by the royals. And so I think that this kid is going to do whatever she can, subconsciously or consciously, to get back. She's going to get back her parents' or her father's status. She's going to be that Diana, kind of replacement that I don't think Charlotte ever could. I think Lilibet is here for vengeance. I think she came through in eclipses in a faded karmic way with the North Node on her sun, because we are meant, when you have the North Node on your sun, we're meant, like even Trump with his North Node on his sun, whether we like him or not, we gotta watch him. We can't
Mhm.
take our eyes off him. You know who else has a North Node sun conjunction? Todd, Molly Gaby from the Moonual.
Oh my
What a
God.
good example, where it's like no matter what they do, you just are like, you're doing something forward, and like we've got to keep our eyes on you. We can't stop watching you, right? So that's what Lilibet Diana has that Charlotte Elizabeth Diana doesn't have. I think
That's good
yeah,
that Charlotte doesn't have it, because Charlotte is, destined to play a minor role in the family. So, I mean, I think
yes.
it would be a source of a lot of tension if she did have that North Node sun.
And I think Charlotte's going to be fine with that. I think Charlotte's really, that's her role. She'll be like, whatever. I just have, let me have this cushy life. I'm good. I think Lilibet is like here to fight. And as she gets older, we are going to see her. It's almost like, I feel like on some level, this media company that Harry and Meghan are starting, it's almost so that like once Lilibet gets of age, she can Willow Smith them and be like, I got it from here, you guys. Like, I'm obviously more talented and cooler. Thanks for setting me up with this like mediocre media company or whatever it is, and being who you are and getting me here. I will take it from here, and I will rock out on all of our past, and I will make it worth it.
Cool. Well, I'm very excited to see what
Yeah.
happens. I love that she's Lilith Diana.
I think we
Very,
should call her Lilith from now on.
I think so too.